Hello, my name is Thomas Decker, and this is my human development presentation for Module 1. My primary focus will be in the age range of 13 to 18 high school. I am an ELA teacher at Quinter High School. I do teach all 4 grades of high school for ELA. Primarily, I'm going to be focused on the psychosocial development of a child, as I find that a stable, happy child is vastly more responsive to any form of education. So I will focus on that, as well as we'll discuss a little bit of nature versus nurture. 0 to 4 years child development stage, we have the development of object permanency, autonomy, as well as the beginnings of trust and imaginative play, and initiative versus guilt. This is a critical time period for the child, as it is the basis of all the later constructs that as a teacher I will be dealing with. The 4 to 13 year development cycle is primarily focused on industry versus inferiority and identity versus confusion. Now, with industry versus inferiority, if self-confidence and trust was appropriately designed in the earlier stages, this will be relatively on track. They will be relatively industrious, and they will desire to output their thoughts as well as their actions. The beginning of identity is an obvious issue that honestly doesn't have a resolution until young adulthood or even later for some people. This is the beginning of the question of who am I? And these are very large questions that require very large answers. In the freshman year of high school, you are really restricted to identity as one of the primary focuses, as well as some of the outer limits of industriousness. Primarily, however, I feel that this is one of the last periods of time that a teacher really has access to a child as a malleable object. Anything beyond this time period and the effects of the teacher has become minimized. The child is more static and solid in their forms. So I feel that it is a teacher's job in the 9th grade to do their best to engage a student and help them eliminate any previous issues they might have. The sophomore group is really a continuation of the previous themes, but things have become more solidified in them. They are beginning to really question identity at this point. As a teacher, I want to aid in this process of self-identification by devoting time on tasks that allow them to ask these questions in an academic setting and depersonalize the questions so that they can answer them and then maybe repersonalize the answers. Juniors and seniors, the questions of identity and everything else are now relatively solidified, hopefully, as well as now you have the added pressure of young adulthood being forced in on these kids. So now it is my job to be as good a model for them as physically possible so that they can now find a release of that anxiety and hopefully see their own personal steps between self-identification and young adulthood. As a teacher, I don't know that I care if nature or nurture is more prominent. My job is to engage both nature and nurture in equal amounts and affect their environment in the most positive way I can, while also highlighting their skill sets. This means I need to educate both them and their parents while also understanding exactly how to deal with natural talents and abilities. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you had a pleasant day.